Hi, my name is Annamieka, and this is the Art Friends Show, where every conversation focuses on getting to know the essence of creativity itself. I'd love to invite you as well to join me inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics and join in with other art friends around the world. Thanks so much for joining us, and let's get to the show. Welcome to the Art Friends Show. Here's an artist you're gonna love to know. Hi, I'm Annamieka. I'm an artist in Portland, Oregon, and I'm going live 100 days in a row as I create the Art Friends Show. Most days I'm interviewing another artist, and today we have such a fabulous guest for you. Deborah Velasquez is joining us, and I've known Deb for a number of years. I cannot wait to share and celebrate her art with you. Without further ado, I'm going to invite her in. Hi.
Am I good?
You're good. Welcome.
Hello there. Hi, everybody. Woo!
Hi.
I'm here. Finally.
You're here. Please tell us who you are, where you are, and a bit about what you make.
Ay, Dios mío. Yeah.
Sí se puede.
Yeah, sí se puede. Adelante. Okay, so I've been an artist for many, many, many years. But I'm also a designer. I'm also an author. And what else do I do? And also an educator, because I do teach, not online, but at like the Art League and the art centers in my local area, and I do some kids camps as well. I do some teaching. I do a lot of printmaking, which is my background, which is what I did in college. So I live in New England, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, so I can't take that out of the girl. And and I'm very influenced by nature, the forest. I live in the middle of the forest, which is very magical, and that shows up a lot in my work. But a lot of people know me as a black and white artist.
Yeah.
I do a lot of black and white, and I think that stems from something that an instructor had told me. She said to me, if it doesn't work in black and white, color's not going to fix it. And it just stuck with me, and here I am.
So phenomenal. Deb, ever since I've known you, you have been so prolific in your own work, and you're also such a champion of others in the community.
Oh, thank you.
I feel that's one thing that is just fundamental, foundational value. I've always encountered you that way from the first weekend we spent together. So.
Oh, at the retreat, right?
Mm-hmm. And at that time you were doing a daily art practice. You pretty much always do a daily art practice. Can you tell us about that a bit?
Well, let's see. I started to do that in order to make work, to keep me going, so I could show up. And it's sort of like, like when you do warm-ups or your mark making, it informs your next thing. And I felt that if art every day, it would get me more work. Someone would see it. I could develop 5 pieces and put them together and make one fantastic piece that I could either sell or license.
Yeah.
And so that was always my goal. And at one point, I was inspired by Jennifer Orkin-Lewis, and she was doing art every day.
Yeah.
I saw, and so I just thought, so I contacted her. I said, and she felt, nobody, you don't really copy somebody. She goes, ideas are just ideas. And I felt bad because I was trying to do the art every day like her. And so I thought I'd have my own spin on it. I did black and white, and that became a book. And it took like maybe 10 months before someone actually looked at it, saw it, and said, let's make a book. So we did, so I did a book from that, but it's always served me. Making art every day always served me, whether it's a scribble or a big painting. And I know a lot of people are having issues now with Instagram and having to show up and having to do stuff. And I've had a couple of debates with people as far as, it's a waste of time. Is it making money? Is it doing this and that? But Instagram for me is like my file cabinet. And
yeah, totally.
I just, it makes me work. It helps me work. It helps me show up, and it helps me just let people know that, hey, I'm here, open for business. I try not to show too much, because things do get taken and stolen, and it's part of our business. You just make better work if someone steals your work. You just have to deal with it in a positive way, or else you'll just get stuck in the muck, you know? So
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Oh,
that's
so many questions about your experience with that, if you
I'm
want to
sorry.
talk about it. But it sounds like I've witnessed this, and it sounds like you very much defined your art making practice for yourself. You were inspired by other people in our niche who are making work every day. One of them is our mutual friend Jennifer Orkin Lewis, who was on this show about a month ago.
Yeah.
And then you really took that as your own, and then you're using Instagram like as a file cabinet to just put that work out there, and that generosity also comes with the risk, of course, of other people iterating off of it, or maybe directly taking it. I've seen that happen to so many of us, where like there's like overt theft of imagery and copyright infringement, and then there's like emulation and inspiration and a whole gray area. I don't know if that's what you want to explore right now in your interview, but just holding it up to the light.
Well, I think everybody does it, even if you do it. I think you do it subconsciously as well.
Oh, for sure. I've
like a certain line, and it's like, oh, I want to try that, or you want to try a technique, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think, and I came from an industry where we used to like go and shop and knock things off. I'm sorry, that's what we used to do. Yeah. I was in retail for a while, and but what I do is I try to keep it in the lane of inspiration.
Yeah.
Don't think that anyone should ever copy someone outright and then monetize it. I just don't think it's just wrong. It's just really wrong. And because I get inspired by a lot of things, and I know a lot of artists are probably the same as me. And I think that you really have to educate yourself. What is inspiration? What is a knockoff?
Interesting. Yeah.
Are you trying to get the spirit of it, or are you trying to copy that thing? And what I have found, that as an artist who makes art every day, when that person copies you, and it's happened. It's happened a lot. It's happened on certain companies that I work with and that kind of thing. What happens is that person didn't get that spirit from that art to make that next fabulous piece. Whereas my piece goes from one piece to the next piece to the next piece, and it's Deborah. The thread is all the way through there. Whereas that person that's copying gets stunted to make the next piece and is just copying somebody else or doing something else. They don't have an artist, and they don't get to have that label as being an artist. I'm sorry.
They're like implementing. That's a really interesting way to think about it. It's like, as the artist, you're the through line, and I think of it as like, we're leaving like all this stuff in our wake as we continue to sail forward. And so this is just evidence that we've been here creating, but any one piece of work doesn't define us. What you're saying is like, someone else really needs to find their own through line. And yeah, it's interesting, like hearing you say when you started to do art every day, you're like, I don't want to be copying this person doing it every day. But there's like definitely ways we all influence and work together. I know I personally,
I made a conscious effort
yeah,
for that I wasn't overstepping my bounds, and Jennifer was really awesome about that. She's really like, no, you're not, do your thing, and she's always been just very she's just someone who has a lot of grace, and she's just been great as far as anything that she's given me, as far as advice and things like that. Yeah, she's been awesome.
Oh my gosh, so much. I think it's also just like time and making heaps and heaps of work that can help us find our own voice no matter what. I remember, so I made art all my life and started teaching when I was a teenager, retreats and stuff, and then studied it in college, and then had this experience much later when I took a online class from Flora Bowley. Flora?
Oh,
yeah. And it just opened up a whole world for me. The resonance I found was like, I want to teach online, I want to do this stuff. But I think there was also kind of a shadow to that experience of such resonance and such inspiration from one particular, fellow artist. Is I I then had to spend a lot of time kind of unlearning and not looking at her work or the way she ran her business or anything, so that I really could come back home to my own voice. It's been, gosh, you know, almost 10 years since that, but I still see her influence in my work today. And it's like, like it feeds into insecurity a bit. But I think it's also just more fun at the party if we think of this whole community as like the art friend party, or we're all part of it. It's fun if we all kind of bring our own dish to the potluck. We bring our own style. We do that work.
I'm sorry. Hey, my son just stepped in the kitchen.
Hi.
Live, August.
Hi, August. What's up?
Dog up. So, but yeah, I just, I don't know if I've ever been on a journey to find my own style. Like I've never thought about it. I never thought, oh, I don't have a style, I don't have a thing. I just jumped in and did my thing. Because I'm inspired. See, my problem is that I like a lot of things.
Yeah, you do. You're so fabulous at
My agent is listening. She's probably going, yes, she does. So, the thing is, I'm always, my biggest inspiration is from art supplies, right? And art supply, you're gonna make something kind of, that's gonna inform what you do. So it might look a little bit different, but I had a friend of mine, she pulled a lot of my work and put it together, and she goes, it goes together, Deb. It just goes.
So does.
You just have to, you know, it's just, I always feel that I don't have like a collection, let's say, because that's always been a really tough, that was, I think I sent that in the notes. I have a hard time because I do onesie twosies. I think it's because of the serotonin, and I just bored, and it's like, oh, next thing, you know, I don't know.
You might be one of these people who's just meant to, you know, innovate. I think that some artists work really well in the parameters of like one page in a same medium every day. Some of us, I'm with you, honey. I literally teach best what I need to know. I teach people how to make a collection because I've also struggled with it my whole life. And I love to like do a little embroidery and then do a little drawing and then do a big, huge painting. And then, you know, so it's definitely just kind of working with it and not making it wrong per se, but getting some.
I'll share something real quick, because what I've tried to do, because I you know, just like from my agent, I hear it from other people, I hear it. It's like, you need to make a collection. It's like, I don't know how. It's hard for me. So what I have done when I work now, and I think a couple of people tried this at the retreat that we had gone to. I will paint 5 things at the same time.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna stick to that because that seems to work. And hoping that, you know, that will be you know, that will help me, because that's where I am in this moment in time. Just really trying to figure out how to make a collection. You know? I
love it. Yeah, I think that taking one idea and exploring it across 3 at a time can be like a really cool way. Also giving yourself permission to choose your own adventure and see like how different decisions affect it. But then you'll start to create little mini collections.
Right. Yeah. Did we hear our topic? I don't even know where we were, but I don't know what we were talking about at the beginning.
Why don't you tell us about some of your scarves, some of your products, some of the things that you offer in your art business?
Okay. Well, let's see. I offer prints. That come from original like wall art. I offer calendars. I have original art as well, and that's what I'm trying to push more right now. Like my smaller works. I have a lot of unfinished small works. I have to get my originals up on the website. My fabric line just came out. I'm wearing a scarf.
Fabulous.
One of the pieces of fabric. Let me just see. I think I might have some right here. But this is just like 3.
So beautiful, Deb. Oh my gosh.
They're really, really pretty. There's like 16 pieces that are out at boutiques right now. And I'm doing a collaboration with this is my favorite. because it looks like an owl. She is, but she's here somewhere. Oh, there she is. Do you see the owl?
Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, I do.
And the owl is important to me. And it's really weird how it came out in this fabric. It's just very, very crazy. But my sister and I are doing this collaboration. And since the fabric just came out, we're going to make bandanas and kerchiefs. And this one's called Manuela, my mother, who's passed. And I was going to name all the different patterns that have become a kerchief, you know, like an ancestor name, that kind of thing.
That's beautiful.
Our family, you know, because that's my son just wrote, that's my mom.
Speaking of family, yeah.
He's so funny.
Right on the nose there, August.
So, and I've always wanted to do something with my, you know, with my sister. So it's a collaboration. She's very creative. And we came upon this idea, and it's like, we're going to do it. And I'm very excited about that as far as, you know, a side, you know, thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
With mint. What about the Crimson Garden that launches in June with Henry Glass?
Oh, I don't know. It's coming out. It's red, gray, and white, and black.
What is that?
Oh, I don't have any pictures.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's the garden, and it's, you know, like seed pods and a lot of leaf work and mixing in the modern geometrics.
What type of products is it?
It's going to be fabric.
Okay, cool.
Just a fabric line. I can't remember how many SKUs, but that's exciting. And my agent's done some great work for me. She's found me a couple of great deals, and I'm really excited. I've got some like melamine trays coming out. I got some floor cloths coming out.
Okay.
Wall art, which is exciting, and tableware.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Who's your agent?
For me, it's all new for me, and it's very, very exciting. It's where I've wanted to go. I only have I only have one more goal that I want, and that's wallpaper. You know, yeah,
Amazing.
Because I've done the rugs, I've done, you know, other home decor things, and that's really exciting. But if I get wallpaper, hello, that would be awesome.
These interviews are great for that, for just speaking it to life and putting it out there, because I think there's a lot of power in the collective community,
Right.
And people knowing people. So who is your agent? What's it like to work with your agent? Is this a relatively new or year relationship?
It's a hard thing, because it's more like you put things in a box as opposed to being, oh, this free spirit, I'm just gonna paint and, you know, and go frolic in my garden. It's more like and I need that organizational thing where it's like, you know what, there's a date, there's this, and she lets me, whatever works for me. Okay. Cool. I don't, like, for example, I don't really do like St. Patrick's Day, let's say, you know, but I'll do Easter, but I'll have a black bunny as opposed to something in pastel, you know. So what I have found is she helps me see things, and she ups my game, which is great. And I like the organizational part of working with an agent, if that's because I need that. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
I can't remember. So anyway, my brain, it's like.
You're doing great. I got you too. So can you tell us about the class that you have that people can sign up for on Skillshare?
Oh my God, it's an awesome class. It's just in black and white. It's called Brush Discovery. It's really, really cool. It's like 4 classes in one. And I basically show you how to paint one brush is a different flower. You know, you do the anemone, you do the chrysanthemum, and I can't remember the other one. But
cool.
4 flowers. It's called Brush Discovery. It's on Skillshare. And it's black and white. I keep it simple because I find that, you know, if you deconstruct things, it's easier for people to digest it. For me, from my students anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So it helps them see. When you put color into it, it just becomes, it's still beautiful and all that, but it just, for some people, and I think if they're anything like me, it's sometimes too much noise for me.
Yeah.
It's expressive and all that, but sometimes at the beginning, it's like I need calm, and that's how I start. But I do brushes, I do a lot of the line work with calligraphy pens, which I collect vintage calligraphy pens.
Cool.
To I just love the history. Like I love the history in an old piece of or supplies, or if it's paper or brushes or something you buy from like, an old artist that passed. I feel like they're there. I feel that they're there with me, and that's I don't know, that just lights me up.
I'm hearing a theme here, Deborah, with your naming your textile products after your mother, the one you're wearing, or after other ancestors, and then either way you select your tools,
right?
And feeling like the legacy of art of the other previous artists in there. I'm curious, have you like really emphasized that in your work for a while?
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Someone mentioned that I have a friend who said, oh, she's so good at merchandising and she's so good at thinking and very great about thinking about the future. Her name's Kipling. She said, you should take Velasquez, the painter from the 1500s, and you should like work him into your work. And then you could have two Velasquezes. But I don't know. It's okay. Well, I don't know.
Fun idea. Yeah.
It's I mean, it's just great being an artist and being able to do what we do. And if we could make money on it, then it's a bonus.
Yeah. So strategy, right? I mean, I think of our creative practice as having 3 types of value exchange. There's the self-expression,
okay,
like very innately satisfying for most of us, and then there's the community contribution, or the way it like touches, moves, or inspires other people. And then there's actually monetization or money. So some of us are able to do like all 3, but most of us have parts of our art practice that's like only 1 or 2 of those, and other parts of our art practice, like for you, sounds like working with your agent and other things that are like particularly for money. And I think it's really over a lifetime helpful to spend time in all 3, the self-expression, the community, and the lucrative aspects of our art.
Right. What's good about that, and if anybody like has that as part of their like revenue stream, agents over here, my fine arts over here, and I'm separate.
Interesting. Yeah.
Is it hard to navigate? Not yet. I'm doing okay. It's just time spent because you still have your family and you still have, other, your commitments that you have.
Yeah.
But so far it's been working. So I'm really happy with that. But I do have both buckets.
Yeah.
And my key, I have Minted, which is awesome for me. I just, that was a date I went on and they wanted to have a relationship with me, and I thought that was awesome. They wanted me, and that was great. You chase so much in this business.
You try so many things. Yeah.
Sure. Do all this, and it's like, nah, we don't want to hang with you. And so to have that is just, oh, what a lift.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap this up. I just wanted to share with people to definitely follow you and check out how prolific you are, how generous you are with your practice, as well as just who you are in the community. And you've been published in the Motherhood of Art.
I was.
You were on a TV commercial for Minted. Yep. You were teaching and presenting at the Smithsonian. I mean, you are doing it. And like you said, you have one more goal, which is like wallpaper. I bet you have 100 more goals. But yeah, I'd love to have you back on the show as I'm able to create this more long-term project. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for, opening this up for me. I'm so, so grateful. And let's all just go have a creative day.
Great.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Welcome to the Art Friends Show. Here's another artist you're gonna love to know. Hi, my name is Annamieka Hops. I'm an artist in Portland, Oregon. I'm going live 100 days in a row to create the Art Friends Show. It's going to become a podcast and YouTube channel, and I'm also creating Art Friends School. So I'm popping on for a bonus. This is Kate Kaufmann, who is a longtime friend since 2007. She is an author, and I'm going to have her tell you about her very, very interesting work in a moment. But I wanted to tell you why I came over here today. So I reached out to Kate to help me think through the ideas for Art Friends School. I'm about to make it possible to enroll, to take a monthly masterclass with me, to have access to each other during office hours, to build this global community. And I'm so excited, but as you know, as a fellow creative who you may be watching this, we can get stuck in our own heads. And so I phoned a friend. Kate made time for me. I've been pacing around her apartment, talking out the ideas, and she's been madly taking notes, which I'll show you in a moment. But before we go on more about Art Friends School, Kate, can you tell us a bit about what you do professionally?
I can, and I'm an author, and I wrote a book, and Mika called me, and of course, who wouldn't want to talk to Mika about what's rattling around in her beautiful brain? But writing a book, you have to kind of get it out there and figure it out and grab all this stuff. It's just another form of art, right?
Yes.
And so I did actually write a book by putting words on a page at a time.
Yeah.
And the book that I wrote is called Do You Have Kids? Life When the Answer's No. And it creates a whole center for a way of being in the world.
Yes.
So we've had many wonderful conversations, and my book was born a few weeks before Mika's baby was born.
Yeah, so Kate is one of the leading, people holding community conversations about what life is like when you are without kids or child-free or childless and what that means. And Kate has formed these amazing retreats, hosted so many important discussions. She did a ton of interviews to create this book. And it's just an awesome resource, not only for people who don't have children, but for those of us who do, to really understand that experience and perspective.
And give us a way to talk about it. Because that's the mission, to give us a way to perhaps not comfortably, but a framework within which to be able to relate to people like us, people who are not like us,
Yes.
To build better understanding and get rid of these stubborn stigmas and stereotypes I've had.
Totally. The stereotypes and stigmas of what is parenthood, what is not, all the choices and the things that are out of our control that go into that. So Kate has dedicated a huge amount of creative energy to realizing this life dream. And, as Annamieka, your art friend, I'm here to help you realize creative dreams. And so it's really interesting to talk to you as well as an author. Definitely check you out. Is your website Kate Kaufmann? Kate Kaufmann. KateKaufmann.com. And you can even go on these awesome retreats with her and meet and do these discussions with other people who are living a life when the answer is no. Do you have kids? So
okay, you take it away on.
Okay, this was
art school.
Totally an extemporaneous interview. It's like a bonus. I already did one for today. But I want to show you our brainstorm over here, because I know a lot of you fellow creatives, it's valuable to see how things are made, right? And so this is how I'm defining the pricing options and what you'll get when you join Art Friends School. So I'm going to show you. It's super messy, and then I'll come back and just kind of summarize it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so what you're seeing here is we figured out I want to call it Art Friends School, and monthly enrollment at the basic community level will cover a monthly masterclass that I'll be teaching, and then you'll also get the whole assignment with pre-recorded videos and everything like that, and then access to 2 weekly office hours with me and other community members. And then there will be a private level of enrollment if you want to work with me as a private client, where you'll also get 2 one-on-one sessions a month and individualized feedback twice a week. And then, so you can see that's probably really messy. That's not exactly like a slick sales page with buy now buttons and stuff, but that's how it starts, right? That's how it starts. Yeah, that's how it gets out there. And if you've watched from the beginning of the Art Friends show, I actually did this on my whiteboard at home, at the very beginning, because that's where I've been aiming. But now it's really clear, and what I can tell you is it's I'm so excited. This is what I want to do for literally the next decade. I just want to teach absolutely everything I know and everything we discover together, and that I learned from you all inside of Art Friends School, And so I'll be doing it in the form of a monthly masterclass, but then also based off of the office hours, there's a topic like, oh, I could make a lesson about value contrast or a lesson about color theory. I'll just make an extra course about that. And so as you're a member enrolled in Art Friends School, you'll have access to the increasing treasure trove of everything I've ever created with and for artists. And I've already got years and years of that, so we'll also be populating it with my previous courses. So excited! Yeah, so if you want to do it, I'm gonna have to build a sales page where you can actually click sign up, but like if you want to get in on it, I'm gonna have limited enrollment for the founding members, and you can lock in a really sweet price for it. And so that's gonna be $99 a month for the founding members, and you'll have all that access. And then if you want to do it with all that access plus private mentoring with me, that'll be $349 a month. And again, this is something that it will mean the world to me if you sign up now to help me build this thing. And then you'll also lock in that like sweet price forever. So big shout out to the universe. Looking out at this view, I phoned a friend, it's helping me. All of you are helping create this thing. So let's create Art Friend World. That's behind the scenes on how to create a whole new offering. Okay, bye. I'd love to have you inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics. Follow the link that's in the show notes or find it on my website at annamieka.com.